What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Sports Minorities Podcast. Such a crazy weekend of the wild card and even crazier sports drama. We're going to be talking all about it. I'm your host, JC, and I'm joined by our Giants fan, Nori. We got our Niners fan, Chicken Wing. He's having video issues. That's great. That's perfect.
Yeah,
that's
I know,
perfect.
right?
He's coming. Chicken Wing's coming from the future to warn us about more bad picks he's going to make.
Okay. And the one guy whose team is left in the playoffs, we got Rob.
Oh, yeah. That team.
Yeah.
Gross.
While Chicken Wing figures out his camera issues, which look about as injured as the 49ers roster of this past season.
Pretty much.
Let's... There's a lot we're going to be running down today. You can join the conversation with us, live chat along with us. We're going to be talking about the wildcard weekend. We will, at the end, make our divisional round picks for the NFL. Another coach got fired, and there seems to be a lot of sports drama, and for whatever reason, it revolves around the city of Houston. We're going to get into all that today, so this is going to be quite fun. Let us know your thoughts on everything. You can live chat along with us if you're watching us live on YouTube, or if you're catching us later, feel free to comment anyway. Now, let's start with Super Wildcard Weekend, as they called it. Of course, we had our bracket challenge, and on the weekend, let me get the standings and put those up here real quick. Chicken Wing and I went 3-3, good enough for 12 points each on our bracket challenge. Nori went 4-2, got 16 points. Rob 5-1, 20 points. Good job, sir. Good job, sir.
I'm all about the underdogs, y'all.
What was the one pick you missed? It was Seattle, right?
I missed the Seattle game, man.
Didn't we all? I think we all picked.
I think we all picked.
I'm, wow. Shocker. You know?
Yeah.
I guess we could start with that game, because that one seemed to be one of the biggest surprises of the weekend was how much the Rams were able to shut down Russell Wilson in Seattle. So,
no, that's not the one I missed. I missed the.
I was just saying, you've been picking the Rams also.
Yeah, you picked the
Yeah,
Rams.
Who did I miss? It was the Baltimore game.
Baltimore and Tennessee. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who believed.
Damn you, Nori.
Sorry.
Listen, I want it to be wrong.
No.
I really would like to be wrong.
I guess we could start there after all, since might as well just get that out of the way.
I want it to be wrong, man. I have nothing against Titans.
We look good at the beginning. I should have turned it off when it was 10-0, but shit happens, and let's face it, Baltimore just wanted it more as this game went on. You know,
They were ready from last year. I think they were ready.
They had a lot of that from last year. There was a little bit of bad blood from Week 11. And ever since Baltimore dealt with their COVID issues, they've been on a hot streak. And honestly, that game they have against Buffalo this weekend looks really, really good. I think that's the one I'm most excited to see.
God.
Buffalo.
If I ever make a blooper reel for this show, that part is definitely going in there.
You just see his eyeball. You just see his eyeball creepy.
Yeah, that was creeper, man. But as far as Tennessee, I think the Corey Davis injury was just huge, because if a team's going to shut down Derrick Henry the way Baltimore did, and props for them, you need your big receivers, and A.J. Brown can't be the only guy we throw to, and Corey Davis can hurt sucked, especially that last interception. So, but we don't need to blow up the team. We just need a new defensive coordinator. That's the big thing.
You need to add a little bit. You're still a Super Bowl contender if you just add the right pieces.
Yeah.
A solid defense or a solid secondary would probably be like just short of third down. You can't be giving up those third downs and like.
Well,
third down defense was terrible for y'all this year.
And it's the one free agent guy that we lost in the offseason, and he's sitting over there with this guy's team, Nori. Logan Ryan. Damn it. I did not want to lose him, and we lost him.
I love me some Logan Ryan.
I'm going to say this right now. I still think he's the best secondary cornerback safety. Whatever you put him at, he's the best one in the NFL right now. He's in the right spot at the right time so much sometimes. At least that
he's very good.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I put him in the top 5, but I think he's very good, though. He's way better than what we had.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I mean,
way better.
I will give you top 5. I don't believe he's the best. Like, no.
I think Bradbury's better, being honest.
It's arguable, but Ryan
he's very good.
He's
Logan
very
and
good.
Ryan,
He
Logan
finds
Ryan and Bradbury together. Woo!
yeah. He has a knack for being wherever the ball is. If he's not intercepting a pass, he's probably tipping it. So and disrupting
Even
everything.
Gettleman couldn't screw that up.
Yeah.
Even Gettleman couldn't sign that pickup. So that was awesome.
So yeah, it sucks. Just little things here and there. Obviously, the Davian Clowney experiment didn't work out. But
it only cost you like 1 year's work. Wasn't it a 1 year
12
prove it
mil,
deal?
1 year prove it deal. And
perfect. You're not out of anything. It's perfect.
Yeah, and we need a better pass rush. So, hey, J.J. Watt, if Houston lets you go, come on.
When Houston lets you go.
It's non-guaranteed money, and it's only 17 mil. But then again, if they trade Deshaun Watson, which we'll get into later, they might end up keeping J.J. Watt for that 1 more year. So we'll see. So it is what it is. I guess football season is football season for me. So, hey, Yep. You know what? Let's just jump right into probably the biggest talk of the weekend. I'm not talking about Nickelodeon, although I did enjoy that. I did enjoy...
Oh, the MVP?
Yeah, well, not just that, but how the game was presented. I don't know if you guys actually sat and watched it at all or not, but...
some of it.
Yeah, it was very cool the way they did it. They were very informative on the rules. It was a great tool the NFL should be utilizing to teach kids about the game, what the rules are. And the little features
it's like Tom Brady, you can't touch him.
Exactly.
Teach him now.
I did enjoy cameos from young Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory, explaining the rules of football in his own sarcastic way, which makes sense. And the slime cannons and the touchdowns was actually a pretty cool effect. I think it's
that's cool.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. They had a little fun with that, and I think the NFL, as much as they're trying to get money, they really need to understand, hey, with concussion protocols and all this stuff about safety in the game, if you want to grow the game, you got to start with your youth as well. So get kids excited about it, So, Chicken Wing, just screw the green screen, man. It's not working out. It's not working out.
Just go back to your camera.
No, it wasn't even that. Like, my camera just straight shut off.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Anyway, now Steelers and Browns.
I knew I should have went with my gut.
As soon as Claypool. Oh no. As soon as
Juju
I called it in our chat. I told it in our chat. Juju should have went with my own gut, and I went against it.
Well, we recorded this.
You picked the Browns.
He
did.
Picked
the Browns. I didn't know. He did. Oh shit. Okay.
He picked the Browns, but we did this live on Wednesday. If Juju had that interview the day of or the day prior, I would have picked the Browns. Because you don't give a fierce rival bulletin board material 2 or 3 days before your playoff game.
When you're not even that good in the first place.
No. Like you gave them a reason to come out and kick your ass. And yeah, they came out and kicked your ass.
What was the tweet? It was, I don't even know the faces. It's just a bunch of gray players.
Nameless gray faces.
There you go. Nameless gray faces. I was
just
like,
a bunch of
you're going to
nameless...
know all their names now.
Everybody else is clawing and fighting in the NFL, and the Steelers had a Betty Crocker cupcake easy schedule, and they actually thought they were like the best team in the NFL, which is crazy. How dare you?
Rude awakening.
Washington exposed them, and they never recovered.
Buffalo exposed them too.
Buffalo exposed them.
Yeah. And props to the Browns. I'm happy for the city of Cleveland.
Me too.
First time in the playoffs since 2002. First road playoff win since 1969, if you guys can believe that.
That's bad, man. Even a playoff touchdown they celebrated, I think.
Yeah.
It was good for them. Good for them.
Good for them. Love the images of Juju disappointed on the sideline.
Oh, it was great.
Roethlisberger crying some tears. I wonder if that's it for him.
I mean, he said he wanted to come back if the Steelers take him, but I don't think they're going to take him.
I mean, are you going to let the Browns? Are you going to let the Browns retire you? He's coming back.
I can't say I felt completely bad about Pittsburgh. I did enjoy making a TikTok about Juju, and if you look up Squints84 on TikTok, you can go see the one I made. And no, just
yeah.
But again, you just lost to him. So Chase Claypool, why are you giving the Browns even more bulletin board material? because you just said they're going to get washed this week.
You said they're going to clap.
Beautiful.
You said they're going to get clapped
clapped
next
this
week.
You'll
week.
get clapped.
Whatever
That's
it is.
beautiful.
Even then, you just lost. Like, you need to go sit in the corner and think about what you did wrong.
They're the
you need
ones.
to go to timeout.
They're the ones.
Relax.
They're the ones that made it out of the wild card round. You guys didn't. So at least they have a chance to go into KC and do something at this point. And for some people, they made some believers. So, what else about this weekend was the biggest game for you guys, or what surprised you?
The Rams, what they did to Seattle. It's not the fact that the Rams just beat Seattle. Seattle, that was their worst home playoff loss in like years under Pete Carroll. Like that was Russell Wilson's, I think, worst playoff performance like ever. And that team was just off. I don't think it was so much the Rams beating them. Seattle just, I don't know what it was. Something was off that day, man. That was crazy. I didn't expect that to happen.
You got to admit, Jalen Ramsey shut down DK Metcalf.
He absolutely did.
He did.
I agree.
He got 4 receptions for like 40 yards, 44 yards, like
something like that.
No one else. And that's out of 3 games.
Did he score 2 touchdowns though? Metcalf, I thought he did.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Did he get like 1 or 2? Maybe.
He got 1. I don't think he got 2.
I think he got another one in garbage time, but he definitely got one that was big.
Yeah, but the garbage time one is kind of.
But still,
it wasn't when Ramsey was on him though. Like if you look at the stats of when Jalen Ramsey was on him, he didn't do shit.
It was some kind of zone. It was some kind of zone coverage they had, but like Ramsey was sort of there, but it wasn't really his assignment. But yeah, Rob's overall right. Like Ramsey did a fantastic job on Metcalf. Like he pretty much had him alone the most of the game, which is sick.
Heads up, those two this year, he didn't eclipse 100 yards on Jalen Ramsey. Like he's the only cornerback to actually shut him down this year.
He didn't beat him, but he slowed him down, and that's all you needed to do for that team apparently. So
I mean, you got one of the best receivers in the league not to eclipse 100 yards against you in 3 games. Like that's really
amazing. I agree. That's amazing.
Impressive.
Yeah, thank you, the former GM of the Jacksonville Jaguars, for trading him out of our division and over to LA. I appreciate that. So, I miss that guy.
But do you though?
I do. Just
How
like I miss
bad
Bill
we
O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien?
It's not as much as I miss Bill O'Brien, but I do miss that guy. So,
yeah.
Yep. Let's see. What else was last weekend? Indy and Buffalo was closer than I thought. Indy put up a fight.
Ooh, Philip showed up.
That was good. Honestly, all those games were good. None of them were blowouts.
Well, Browns and Steelers was a blowout for the most part. You think about it.
I still want to be in a game.
It still want to be a game close, but yeah.
It's 2 games than I thought it would be.
Saints and Bears kind of. I mean, when the second half, the Saints just pulled away. Then the Bears couldn't catch up. So,
Saints just said, "Hey, I'm gonna go into my second form."
Yeah.
The Bears, they dropped the touchdown.
The Saints and the Bears. Yeah, that Bears touchdown. That was an omen for the whole game. I'm like, that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
that was a backbreaker.
He had the step. He had his hands on the ball at one point, bro.
And Trubisky, like I'm saying this out loud, is shocking even to me. Trubisky plays the ball perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Can't blame him.
Who knows what it is? It's little fine things he's got to find.
But the Saints playing down their competition. That's why I just can't believe in them as Super Bowl like this year, because they play down to the competition too much. They don't dominate like they used to. So I don't know. Just because I'm not feeling it with them.
Rob, I need to ask you though, Rob, how much did Heineke scare you?
He did. He scared me. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I mean,
I was concerned about Alex Smith, and then I saw Alex Smith off the roster. I was like, all right, smooth ride. No Alex Smith, we're good. Heineke comes in, he runs in for his own touchdown. I was like, hold up, this is a mobile quarterback. We got an issue. I was kind of surprised. I was impressed. I was really impressed. But
his is an interesting story because I mean they mentioned on the broadcast at one point he was on the Patriots practice squad and actually met Tom Brady through that because he showed up early because he was a practice squad quarterback and Tom Brady was already there at like 5:30 in the morning and that's how you got to meet him. But
that means he wasn't early.
Yeah, he wasn't, right? And he started the season doing virtual classes to get his master's degree. So good for him to get a playoff game, and honestly, he's a fighter, dude. He's probably going to get a job somewhere before Dwayne Haskins at this point. So,
Dwayne Haskins is done.
I'd honestly see him as either Washington's backup if Alex Smith comes back next season, or as their starter. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a starting spot.
Yeah, he definitely earned it. He definitely put a scare into Tampa. Now, Tampa, you guys got to go to Nolans.
Nolans.
Which
How,
your season will be done, and then you'll be playing golf like the rest of us.
we're not picking it yet, but how good or bad do you feel about this game this weekend for your
I
Bucks?
feel more confident about this game than I would have after the first game. So, like, if you had asked me this, 12 weeks ago, do I have confidence in Tampa after that first game? No. But after seeing the adjustments that they've made so far, I feel confident going into this game, especially since it's not Drew Brees at 100%. It's just not 100%. They barely scored on the Bears. So, yeah.
Very cool.
I think the Bears defense matches up way better than the Bucks no defense though, and for whatever reason the Saints get turned up for that game. So I don't know.
It's the division thing. Like when you realize when these NFC South teams play each other, it's like watching.
It's brutal. It's really
like watching the Pac-12. There's just no defense. It's really what it is. It's just a shootout. So, all right. Well, we'll get into that later. As for my Titans, well, season's over. So
Go
see
Spurs,
y'all
go.
next year. Spurs shirt's already on. Hockey starts
Oh,
today.
hockey's up.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And there's my new nameplate with my Spurs and Avs logo. If you guys want your basketball teams, let me know. I'll make those for you guys as well. So, yeah, I know.
I'll be in Nick's gear. I'm gonna wait till football's actually over though. I'll still be rocking this while I can.
I'll still be talking footballs too, but still, I'm excited that hockey's officially back. The Avs start the season today. I'm intrigued by this setup in that your entire season is against your division.
That's crazy.
It's
It's a giant round robin.
It's a giant round robin. I hate it. Unfortunately, we're not going to play the Red Wings this year at all because we play them twice a year. You know, there's a classic rivalry, but the Red Wings are shit. They're never going to get in the playoffs at this point, so we definitely won't see them in the playoffs. But oh well, you know. So let's go to the Cup anyway. NFL coaching changes. There's been a lot of interviews, but we had one more spot open up, and Nori, the biggest, most hated man in New York right now, Doug Peterson, was fired from the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, that made my day. You know, there was justice in a no justice NFL league. You know, like I'm glad we got justice from somewhere because I'm sorry, you don't openly tank against a division rival. You'll never tell me that it was smart for a coach to act like a GM. Like, sorry, his job is to win games. Even incompetent, imbecile Adam Gase was trying to win games with the Jets and trying. Bless his heart, he was trying to be a coach. And I mean, Peterson's like, nah. Like, against a division rival, you just like opened your butthole. Like, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if one of these other teams picks him up as their coach, or at least in a coordinator spot. We know
He's going to Washington. I think he's going to Washington as a coordinator.
As a coordinator, yeah. And I know New York hates him. I know Philly's going to love this guy forever.
We're going to sweep him next year. For years, we're going to sweep him.
I know, but Philly's going to forever love Doug Peterson because he brought them a Super Bowl. So that's
well deserved. You know
Yeah.
what? I hate the Eagles, and they deserve that 2017. Like, you know, that's cool. You should have at least one. Every fan deserved it.
Yeah.
But how they just disgrace themselves at the end, like I hope they go to 1-16 for the rest of my life.
Couple seasons, they'll be 2-14. They'll get a couple wins
Exactly.
against Dallas. Well,
Who
that would be ideal.
apparently is hiring Dan Quinn as their defensive coordinator.
That's actually really smart.
Mhm.
I think he's a good coordinator. That was really smart. I was like, damn it, Dallas, you're supposed to make bad pickups. That was actually a good one. That was good.
I think the biggest name
because we haven't gotten rid of ours yet.
Well, I think the biggest name being interviewed for every head coaching job available right now is Eric Bieniemy. I think that's how you say it. I think he's Kansas City's offensive coordinator.
Mhm.
So he's basically been interviewed by everybody but Houston.
Naturally.
Naturally, everyone but Houston has
Naturally.
brought this guy.
I think that's why.
That's time to make a smart decision, and naturally, you don't make that smart decision.
So this kind of leaks into the Watson thing, but that's apparently a big reason he's upset is he doesn't like the decisions they're making, and apparently he doesn't want to trade. He's only threatening it so he can have more influence for decision making. So take that as you will.
Nah, he's getting out, bro. He's getting out. Did you know Seattle got rid of their OC?
No, I didn't see that. Wow.
That was
happened
today,
today.
earlier today. Yeah, they got rid of their offensive
It
coordinator.
makes sense. There's too many weapons on there
Yeah.
for them to score more points. Makes sense.
Before we jump into the Watson thing, let's just quickly congratulate the Alabama Crimson Tide. Destroyed Ohio State 52-24.
I
Their
really don't want to talk about that team.
18th national championship. Devontae Smith playing in a stadium where he might end up playing in the NFL next year, since the game was in Miami, goes off for 12 receptions, 215 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Backed up his Heisman Trophy winner.
I don't even watch football. I don't even watch college football, and I called Alabama winning. I would never go against that team.
Balled out.
Yeah, and Nick Saban.
Me neither, Rob. Yeah.
Nick Saban passes Bear Bryant for the most championships by football head coach. He now has 7, so he's the most of all time. So
he's gonna have like 9 or 10 by the time he finishes.
I didn't think it was going to be that much of a beating. I thought it would be a competitive game, but Ohio State loves to just hype themselves up and then lose when it matters. It's just a tradition for Ohio State.
Or was it Justin Fields tanking because he didn't want to go number 1 to Jacksonville? That seems to be the thing, you know.
You don't tank on national television while nobody watching a championship game. No.
I think you could say it's possibly this was Ohio State. They only played like 6 or 7 games this year. You know, COVID postponements and whatnot. Maybe not having a full game experience of a season didn't prep them well for it, but.
I think Alabama was just that good.
Alabama was just that good, yeah.
Alabama is just that good. And, like, there is nobody that's going to tank against Alabama because everybody wants to be that team that beat Bama.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence wouldn't be Trevor Lawrence if he didn't conquer Alabama. Sorry.
That's very true.
Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he did it twice. No,
twice.
Once. Deshaun Watson did it the first time. So Lawrence did it once, yeah. Well, speaking of Deshaun Watson, you know, we mentioned before that Houston had hired a new GM. It's a former exec with the New England Patriots. And Watson didn't exactly like that hire because he's got a superstar complex about him and he wants more input on who they bring in for GM or coach. So apparently the backstory is he gave some names who they wanted them to look at, possibly interview. And owner of the Texans is like, nah, and just hired his own guy. And Watson's not very happy about it. The funny part is there was a picture of a Rockets game where there was Deshaun Watson sitting at the court side, and there was James Harden watching a play going on or something, and it was like, here's the 2 most disgruntled athletes in the city of Houston at this time, and they happen to be in one picture. But as a player, should it really matter how much input you have on your player personnel decisions with a team or even your coaching hires?
Because, I mean, it's tradition's changing. Tradition's changing over time where, like, players are starting to say, like, hey, wait a minute, you're the owner, I'm the player, but, like, they hate that mentality because they know, like the NCAA argument, we're the ones bringing you all the money. Mm-hmm. You know, nobody wants to be part of a Cincinnati roster that's bad their whole entire career. And I get that where they're coming from. You know, if they're keeping their head out of if they're keeping out of trouble, if they're being a good role model, I think some influence, not all of it, some influence from your star player should matter. It's just a trust thing. Do they have to hire who you say? No, but should they be involved in some of the decisions? I think so.
All right. Where do we think Deshaun Watson goes if they end up trading him? Because it seems to be all the talk right now. Rob says Niners, I assume.
I don't think he gets traded. I really don't.
What?
I don't think so. He hasn't. Remember, there's a reason. I'm sorry, JC. I'm just saying there's a reason he has to come out and say I want to trade. Because once you say that, you can't walk that back.
No.
So I really think he's just really threatening them and scaring them and trying to show them he's like the alpha dog. Like, you can't play with me. Like, you better start including me in some decisions or I'm out of here. That's really what I think this is about. But that's my personal opinion.
Chicken Wing, what would you give up for Deshaun Watson to be the quarterback of the 49ers?
His anus.
Well, that too. Definitely that. I would spread them anyway.
Immediately make an OnlyFans for that.
Obviously Jimmy G. So that's the even swap there because they're both big contracts in that case. I would also probably give up next year's first round and this year's second round.
Wow.
That's what I would probably offer. Because this year we're kind of strapped as far as draft picks are concerned.
Mm-hmm.
So considering the Emmanuel Sanders trade that we did last year, which kind of shot us in the foot this year. And then the Williams trade from Washington, who opted not to re-sign when they offered an extension. I don't know if y'all knew about that. I read an article about that today.
Mhm.
So he probably wants out. So that also shot us in the foot. So I would say, if anything, Jimmy G, this year's second round, next year's first round.
I know Houston's going to want a big return because if I'm not mistaken, by trading Watson, they're going to have 20 mil dead money on the cap, if I'm not mistaken, next year.
There's 21 million. Yeah.
21 million.
21 million, yeah. So they're taking a big hit at least next season, so they want a big return, which is why a lot of people seem to think Miami would be a hot spot for the trade.
Because they have the money. Actually, no. Jacksonville and New York are the richest when it comes to available
Draft capital too. Draft capital,
and if they're trying to get back in the first round this year, Miami's got their pick. I don't think they'll get to the number 3 pick from him, but
right.
Getting Tua out of the deal, and if you're bringing in a brand new head coach, obviously, you can bring in a new coach and a second-year quarterback into a brand new system.
They're getting that third pick.
Yeah.
They're getting that third pick. And
If he gets to Miami, they're getting a third pick.
For sure.
The
For
first pick back
For
if
sure.
they goes to Miami.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no way you get a franchise player for less than a first round pick.
Because remember, if that team is so good, especially Miami is good already without him, you want first round picks that are going to matter. So if they're picking like 30th and they're picking 25th, it helps your team, but like not really.
Yeah, because Miami's other first round is like 18, I think.
So they're going to want that third pick. They're going to want Tua and maybe an extra first round pick they have next year, and that I don't think anybody can match that package.
Yeah,
Probably
can match
not. But the problem is I'm not sure if y'all knew. I don't think Tua is going to be the sweetener of the deal. There are reports that came out this morning that some of the roster wasn't a fan. That one, not only he started over Fitzpatrick, but they think Fitzpatrick's still a better QB.
I still agree with them on that. Actually, I did see that report that you're talking about, and
You saw that, right?
yeah,
So
we talked about it. It was a questionable decision. You're riding a hot hand. Fitzpatrick is winning you games, and then you decide to go into the bye week and change it up, and that might have cost you the playoffs.
Well, even week 17, they were like, "Why? We have Fitzmagic. He knows the scheme. He knows what we need to run. I mean, you beat up San Fran, and even though we have a top 5 defense, our JV offensive line is a little bit different. But I mean, they've beaten good teams, and for them to pick Tua as a starter over Fitzmagic, and then that doesn't go through, I wouldn't be surprised if San Fran reaches for Fitzmagic. That's my reach for the offseason.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Kind of related to this, did you guys hear about there's a new rule that was created? It says, as Schefter noted, a new rule created this year will give 2 compository third round draft picks, to any team that loses a minority candidate that goes on to become a head coach or general manager. So if Benemy loses, he leaves the chief, they get 2 third round picks for a team that doesn't even need it.
Wow.
Crazy.
Just like for us losing Salah, because the Jets are right now number 1 as far as offers are concerned.
Do you guys think that's fair? Like, I kind of feel like it should be maybe 1 third round pick. I think 2 is a really strong.
Well,
you can find really good players in the third round.
They're compensatory. Maybe 1. I could say if it was like a 4th round compensatory, I'll get that. But the incentive obviously is, well, that's interesting because that doesn't really give an incentive to teams to hire a minority. It gives its incentive for teams that have a minority candidate on their staff to push him to go to head coaching.
But it does give them a minority because if they lose, then they lose, right?
Yeah.
But if they do really good and they get promoted, which all kinds of coaches do going to get promoted. That's the way of the game. It encourages them to hire more minority candidates because then they're rewarded when they leave.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I think two is like strong. I think 1 would be cool, but I don't know how this is going to pan out.
Maybe a 3rd round and a 4th round. I don't know. I mean, it's
2 third rounds,
that's a lot.
I mean, 3rd and 4th isn't going to make that much of a difference, and like you're still getting 2,
I mean,
mid to late round picks.
You can find diamonds in the 3rd round, I think.
Derrick Henry was a 3rd round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Put it
You
that
can find
way.
really good players in the 3rd round.
So I mean, if you really think about it, can teams utilize that as a means to negotiate trades? Hey, I'm gonna lose this, but I'm gonna pick up 2 draft picks. Do you want them?
They can, actually,
They can,
because it's not costing them. The NFL is just giving it to them. So
Exactly.
so
if,
yeah,
if so, like for us, if we
that's a good
lose
point.
Salah and we pick up those two, and we're like, well, hey, we still want Watson, we'll give you these two third rounders
Mhm.
and our first rounder next year. With that sweeten the deal. So I guess it's a matter of what's it worth. For us losing one of the best, sorry, not one of the best, one of the top defensive minds in this era of football
I think
right
it's one of the
now.
best. I think it's one of the best
I
right
would, I would
now. Yeah, I think so.
absolutely, yeah. I mean, considering the roster that we had, and we still produced a top 5 defense, like I would like some extra draft picks if we're gonna make up for what we're about to lose. But that's just me being greedy, of course. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it just matters about what qualifies.
Well, and then
What stipulations you get.
you mentioned Salah too, because he's not just being looked at in New York. Detroit and Atlanta have also interviewed him as well. So
Yeah,
he's got
yeah.
some spots.
New York was just the first team to give him a second interview.
Yeah.
And then he has another one with Jacksonville, I think, tomorrow. And so I think like you said, Atlanta, Jacksonville, and New York are the top 3 that are probably reaching for him.
Yeah, Detroit also interviewed him as well, but who knows? I think once Bieniemy falls into place, everything's going to fall into place after that. He seems to be the most sought after coordinator for a head coaching job, and obviously he won't be doing any interviews until Casey's run is over this season.
He should have really left this season. I think it was tragic that he didn't get a pick. And the Giants were one of those teams that are criticized that you took a chance on Joe Judge. Granted, it worked out, right? But what are the odds of a special teams coach becoming a really, really good head coach, even your rookie year, versus Bieniemy, who everybody around the league, like all kinds of players, were like, yeah, like this guy's going to be amazing. And the Giants didn't even interview him. So a lot of teams actually got criticized for it. So I think that's a reason they made this rule.
It's a good role. They're trying to push more minority candidates, and we'll see in a few years if that works out. Now, the other drama out of the sports world, and this somewhat involves, well, we mentioned Houston already, James Harden, and to an extent, Kyrie Irving. Two
My
guys,
division.
huh?
My division.
Your division, and my Spurs too as well. So they're my division as well. But the interesting part of this is that, okay, Harden, we know the drama. Didn't want to show up for training camp. Probably still salty about choking again on an elimination game of the playoffs. He seems to always do that. Manu blocking him from behind. I still remember that. I'm always going to remember that. And to the point where he didn't show up for training camp, was spotted at strip clubs with no mask on, has really just been crying and pouting his way. And then he gives an interview post-game and says, they're just not ready to win a championship. Or it's like he's done with the season. He's given up. And in a way, I'm not surprised by that from him. I think DeMarcus Cousins even said it too earlier today. He said, I'm not surprised. He's been checked out since before the season started. He knew Harden was going to be there.
There's a meme of DeMarcus Cousins literally like not even moving like a brick wall when people were trying to get over him and do stuff to him. And he's like, Cousins is not that guy to piss off.
No.
So I think the coach did a great job of saying, Harden, don't even come to practice. Don't even be around this team right now. That was smart protecting him because I think Cousins would have got into it with him.
But I was surprised the trade went down so quickly.
Me too.
I figured it was going to be at least a week before they figured out where they could get a good deal for him.
Okay, now in Houston's defense, it was a really good deal.
Oh no, it was a great deal.
All they got for him,
Excellent deal.
God.
Excellent deal.
You want me to break it down?
They are loaded through like the next 2 years with draft picks. Like
no matter what JC says,
and they get all the.
Let me break it down for you.
Go ahead.
So the Rockets got, first of all, it turned out being a 4-team mega deal.
4-team trade.
Yep.
The Rockets got Dante Exum from the Cavs, Rondus Kirkus from the Nets. They also got Karis LeVert from the Nets, who they turned around and traded to the Pacers for Victor Oladipo. And then
he's a player too.
Yeah. And then on top of that, they get 3 of Brooklyn's first-round picks for 2022, 2024, and 2026, and Cleveland's 2022 first-round pick.
It's dumb.
So that's basically 3 first-round picks they're going to have in 2022. Yeah. The Nets get James Harden And they swapped first round picks from Houston for 2021, 2023, 2025, and 2027. That's all they got out of the deal.
Guys, the biggest winner here easily is Brooklyn strip clubs.
Yeah.
Easily. Oh,
yeah.
No question.
And the Cavs got Jarrett Allen and Torian Prince from the Nets, and that's it. So
the NBA Atlantic Division, I really thought last year was on the way to being stacked because the Nets were playing pretty well even before Kyrie Irving and Durant showed up. They were actually on the way up and doing well. You have the Raptors who had just won a championship, even without Kawhi. They did really, really well last year. Boston was almost in the NBA Finals. That division is stacked, and the Knicks are the Knicks, you know. So, and even they're not doing terrible this year. But now that they gave up 3 first-round picks and you're Harden there, like I ain't worried anymore. Not worried about the team anymore.
You know,
So,
did this? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chicken Wing.
no. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, does this trade even make Brooklyn better? Because
if you watch basketball, no.
It's literally 3 drama queens now.
yeah, I mean, Harden left OKC. Harden left OKC to get away from Durant because he wanted to be his own superstar in the first place, and then everybody learned that Harden can't play defense. You know, as soon as he got traded, the Rockets' defense instantly got so much better, and Brooklyn's defense literally got so much crappier because now when they're on defense, it's 5-on-4 because Harden doesn't do shit.
Durant can do it all. He's not known for defense, but he can do it all, and when he really wants to, he can take over a game, and he shows up in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Irving and again, as long as he knows he's a sidekick, which he's being a very bad sidekick right now, and this is before the Harden comes in and realizes that he's a sidekick too. What is Harden going to be? Oh, I'm not 2 or 3. He wants to be number 1. He's not number 1 on that team.
He can be number 6 like he was like on OKC where he was successful. Like that's where he should be, is the 6th man, where he comes in, brings the energy, doesn't bring the defense, obviously. So
the 6th man.
I agree, but he doesn't want that.
But he thrived in that role. He was taking on second string defenses when he came on as a 6th man. He can't do that against starters. Like when he goes against starters, they run past him and score because why? No defense.
And you could play iso ball all you want. You can play isolation all you want on the second string. You can't do that on first string teams. You can't. That's why Houston never went anywhere because 80% of their plays were like isolation. 80%, boys. That is not an NBA title team. I'm sorry.
No. They're when it was under God, what's his face? D'Antoni. It was either layups or 3-pointers. That was their whole game.
He did good with that team. He did his best.
No, he did his best. He did good. But when teams learn to keep their hands behind their back and not stick anything out there for Harden to try and flop to the line, and Harden realized like his whole game was gone. That's it. And the offense is going to run through Kevin Durant. I'm sorry. You're not going to spend that much money on a guy and not run your offense through him. And Harden just has his ego about him. I think he's the greatest basketball player in the world and stuff. And you're just not, dude. You choke,
He's great for scoring. He's great to follow. Like if I'm playing NBA 2K and I'm playing for money, I'd pick the Nets. But for, like in an NBA actual real game with team chemistry, like I just don't see how they are good, all 3 of them together. I think Kevin Durant can find chemistry with both of them, but there's no way Irving and Harden are going to find chemistry with each other. I just don't see it. Nobody wants to be number 3 on that team. Nobody.
No.
And the Lakers won. Anyway.
And poor Steve Nash. He's first year, and he's having to deal with all
this. Poor Steve Nash. Yeah. He deserves better.
I feel it's almost like a David Blatt situation because Blatt got hired for the Cavs. He's like, okay, I'm going to build up a young team. Let's start him up. Let's get this team back. I had Kyrie Irving, great. And all of a sudden, LeBron is coming back to Cleveland, and that changed the whole dynamic, And
Kyrie Irving pushed for Nash to be the coach. So how dare you be so disrespectful to him too? Like going out and going to assist his birthday or whatever he was doing for COVID. Like, bro, you are a professional. You played millions of dollars to just shut the fuck up and play basketball. Like a lot of them. If you're doing something with like really important or sending a message, whatever. If you're inside the NBA dome, then I respect that 100%. You're literally out partying and breaking protocol and not keeping people safe. So Nash deserves so much better, dude. I feel bad for him.
And so many things coming out about Kyrie right now, besides the birthday party, his reactions to what happened in DC. He was shown on a fundraiser during the game.
Yeah.
They show him on a Zoom call for a fundraiser. I'm like, what? You literally just no, like
Yeah.
it's so
Just
bad,
toxic.
man.
It's toxic.
Yeah,
man.
it's very
It really
toxic.
is, yeah. So
Can't
One
wait
Nets
for
fans.
the
can't wait for
Earth is
the
round,
rest
by
of
the
play
way,
out.
Kyrie. The Earth is round. I'm sorry to break it to you. It really
Flat to
is.
him.
Yeah. So
So when you were talking about the compensatory picks earlier, I was curious about something, so I pulled up an article, and I actually learned a lot about what's about to happen next season, actually the next draft. So you may not know this, but a lot of our teams are actually grabbing picks. Dallas, I think, has the most. They have 4 for next draft.
Too bad we don't have a Dallas fan here.
Yeah, good thing. So they have one in rounds 3, 4, 5, and 6. Packers get 1. No, Packers get 3. 2 in round 4, 1 in round 6. Pats get 3. Falcons get 3. Saints get 2. Sorry, Rob. Vikings get 2.
Doesn't bother
Steelers
me.
get 2. Chiefs get 2. Eagles get 2. Bears get 2. And then the Chargers got 1. Titans, you get 1, JC,
yeah.
because of the Conklin trade. The Conklin and the Mariota trade. That's why y'all got 1.
Yep.
We get 1 for Sanders. Bucks get 1.
Well, not a trade for Mariota. He's signed. It's when a top pick.
When you
leaves
lost
him-
them from
when
free
you
agency.
lost him for free agency.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
We get 1 because of Sanders. Rob, y'all get 1. You would have had 2 if you didn't sign Brady, but
We signed Brady, so we should.
you would have had 2. And then Ravens get 1 only. And then sorry,
Nobody cares
Jordan,
about
your
the
team
Ravens.
sucks. You get 0. Trash.
We don't
But
need him.
Dallas
I mean,
getting
yeah,
4.
Giants haven't
surprised
really
me.
lost too much in free agency, to be honest with you. So I mean,
No.
I knew we knew we were going to lose Leonard Williams.
Mhm.
Somebody's going to overpay for him, and he had a phenomenal 1 season. If he does it again going forward, then whoever gets him, bless your heart, you deserve it.
Yeah.
But the guy hasn't shown. He's shown 1 phenomenal season in 3-4 years.
So, with that being said, would you think Dallas, in their infinite wisdom, will swap Dak and Watson?
No.
With all those picks.
No.
No.
Oh, actually, no, they can't afford them because they don't have the money.
They don't have the
Right.
money,
They're-
one, and technically Dak isn't a
They're kept
contract. They have to franchise him to even have that over him. And if they trade a franchise, they have to negotiate with someone to give up 2 first-round picks for a franchise.
They don't do that in the NFL. Like NBA, they do NBA sign and trades. They'll, like one of them sign him to a big ass contract, then they'll trade him. They don't do that in the NFL.
Yeah. They have to tag him to even have that leverage over him, and then if you tag him, it's a lot to trade him away or for someone else to sign
for all
him.
that money.
Yeah.
Okay, here.
And Houston's already got
Take
so
the
much
bill.
in Watson and dead money. If they trade him, if Bill O'Brien was there, maybe they'd pull that off. But unfortunately, he's not.
Bill
So-
O'Brien, like 7th round pick.
Yeah.
Obviously, I see the value in that. Go ahead.
7th round pick on a fax machine.
Yeah.
And a Nokia phone.
Yes.
But the dead money, I learned it doesn't have to be paid all next year, which is actually a blessing for Houston.
That's good.
But the problem is that he's going to want it, and so
if you
that's where all that figures out.
if you're
He wants
trading
to play it.
trading for someone like Tua or a young quarterback, you'd be smart to just let it all happen next year. That way, you have more available to you in future years. You don't have that dead money weighing on you.
That's
When
what the Chiefs did with Mahomes. They have a big ass contract, but it's really spread out and it's very team friendly, and more teams need to do that.
Yeah. So if they take the dead money next year and the years after that, Houston's got more leverage free agency wise to do that. So
That's probably why Rob said that we should get him, because we wouldn't have to pay him next year.
basically pay him half of what his contract would be, is in essence what it is. So Houston's paying the other half.
15. That's all he's worth next year.
Yeah. So we'll see. As far as basketball, does anybody at this point think the Rockets now have a better shot at the playoffs?
Nope.
I do.
Roster? Yeah.
I do.
Nope.
Oladipo is really good.
I'll always hate
Really
Houston just because it's Houston.
No,
fine.
I hate
You
them
can hate-
too, but I can see them in the playoffs this year.
Objectively speaking, yes, I can see them making
Objectively, yeah.
7th seed. I don't
Oladipo makes them a lot better.
defensively, yeah, definitely. Like Exuma's alright. He's like, he's just kind of fodder. But when
He's
they
a
got,
project. He's a project.
Yeah.
but Oladipo, I'm like, now that's the player.
I would have said no until I saw Oladipo there. I'm like, oh yeah, now they're a playoff team.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Seventh
now
or
you have
eighth seed.
you have a small forward now that actually plays defense instead of
And
a
passes
shooting
the
guard
ball.
that played absolutely
And passes the ball.
and rebounds. So
Yes.
like he's really
He does everything. He does
Houston
everything.
made it. Houston made a steal on this one. Like they got rid of some toxicity and they pulled in some really good players. And
He's not as good as Harden, but he doesn't need to be to win a championship. Because
We don't have
these N1 ballers don't win championships. They just don't.
No, because they don't play defense.
You got to play defense.
And the college basketball at this point is looking. There's still a lot of talent coming up. Obviously now they have to scout at the high school level now because there's still the whole 1 year thing. But with the tournament being entirely in Indianapolis this year in a bubble, it's going to be a lot easier for NBA teams to go and scout the 68 teams, like some of the top players in college ranks. So they'll be looking at that, and Houston's going to be set for a good while as far as draft picks go. Or even then, they have some currency to negotiate trades with. At this point,
that's still
though,
crazy.
Yeah. At this point, though, I'm not 100% sure the Nets even make the playoffs this year.
I don't think so either.
No.
I really don't.
They gave up a lot. I don't know how those three guys are going to mesh together. And
They're not better than the Pacers. They're not better than Boston. They're not better than the Raptors. They're not better than the Bucks. They're not even close to being where Miami is. I don't think they make top 8. No.
would you say your Knicks are better than the Nets right now?
No.
No.
Because this is I like. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I don't recognize this roster. Like the Knicks are playing really, really good. But listen. Thibodeau is a great coach. He's meshing well with his team. I like what I'm seeing. As of right now, no. But going forward, I'd like to be wrong.
I'm telling you, Pixar showed us why it was happening to the Knicks, and if Soul is an indication, now that spoiler that Soul's not there, you guys don't have anybody messing with you from that room.
We don't know that though. There may be a sequel.
There may be a sequel, and now they're messing with Brooklyn, right? That's why they made that trade.
That's why. Okay, I get it. It's all coming together now.
It's all coming together.
Stop that, both of you. Stop that, both of you. Okay.
What? You don't want the Knicks to win something or have a shot at the playoffs?
I mean, you know what? As much as I do not like this man sitting above me, he's got to have at least one win in his lifetime as far as a team franchise.
Just one.
That's fine. He's got another. He's got another 60 years to life. He'll be fine.
I know, guys. Help me out here. Help me out here. Give me a win in my lifetime.
No, that ain't never gonna happen.
You shut up.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But Rob, you don't. First of all, Bucks is losing. Okay, we are not having the trifecta. Come here. Okay, you can have that.
You don't get the Trinity, Rob. Who are you? You don't get the Trinity.
Have that.
You know what's fun? What possibly could happen is the Bucks and the Rams could win today or this week. Then I'd have two teams in the NFC Finals. Then I'd have guaranteed someone to cheer for in the Super Bowl.
Chill out, Augustine. You don't get 6 teams. Settle down. Chill out.
Yeah, look at it, Mike. Look at it, Mike. Yeah, yeah.
You know,
You are a Bucks fan. You are a Bucks fan.
I am.
I'm logging out.
But
I'm done.
but if my Bucks get eliminated,
I'm done.
if they get eliminated by the LA Rams, who am I going to cheer for? Not cheering for the AFC. No, hell no.
You know,
Why do I even
do
bother
people in
seeing
LA even know that they have one, let alone 2 football teams? Because for so many years,
We don't
They
talk
were-
about the little kids, all right? We don't talk about
no. I'm just saying because you had 2
They had the
football teams
Rams.
before they left. I don't know how they magically get 2 more teams. They're just going to leave in about 5 years anyway.
because money.
You know, which by the way, San Diego did tear down the old Qualcomm Stadium where the Chargers used to play, but
Damn.
That was a bad stadium, to be fair.
it was a bad stadium. But if they build a nice brand new state-of-the-art stadium, who's to say the Chargers don't go back? I still think that's the conspiracy this whole time anyway, personally.
Oh, whatever.
You know, San Diego
They
didn't
just-
deserve that. It's a beautiful town, and they
San
I
Diego
agree. No, I
doesn't
agree.
deserve
They
the
deserve a team.
Chargers.
yeah.
San Antonio needs the Chargers. I'm sorry. I'm just being hopeful that we get a football team.
We would have made the most sense with the
The
Raiders. We had to cover it.
the
Raiders
closest
would have made the
we
most sense.
ever got was
Shot.
when Red McCombs bought the Vikings. Like, that was the closest we've ever been.
I know.
Yeah.
And so here's what it's actually a really bad tease because every team that wants to leave, they threaten to go to San Antonio. So all we are
Yeah.
is like that. I'm going to bring home
We are
that
that.
one whore.
We are that
I'm
threat.
going to bring home that one whore for Thanksgiving, unless you give me what I want. That's pretty much what we are.
Because
Sorry,
Jerry's ass.
we showed up and sold out
Oh,
so
we
well
went
for the Saints.
droves.
No, when Hurricane Katrina replaced the Saints, those 3
Mhm.
home games, and I went to the one against Atlanta. Dude, it was
They were
awesome.
sold out.
Yeah,
They were sold
it was
out.
sold out. It was the
we're
loudest.
football city. We're football city.
We are. They should have brought all their home games here because Baton Rouge didn't even sell out.
There are actually more San Antonio
You know?
Dallas fans than there are in Dallas. They actually showed that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's a good contingent of Saints fans here after the Katrina.
There's a
replacement.
large contingent of Saints
Yeah,
fans here.
they got
Mhm.
displaced here and everything. So, but yeah, unfortunately, after that, and even with the improvements to the Alamo Dome, everyone's going to hold us over their heads as ransom, which is why I was happy when the AAF was here. I was really, and obviously that got shut down, but I'm hoping the XFL, when it comes back, brings the team here. And I want them to be called the Chupacabras. Just so we have an XFL team called the Chupacabras would be great.
Selfish, oh my god. This guy.
You
This guy.
Just one. Just one time. Just one time. So, but we are a football city, as you said it. So, but, you know, it's just one of those things. But you can't, don't be a 2-team guy, Rob. Because the city of LA is going to forget about the Rams in a few years anyway. And then, you know, so.
I'm not going to be a 2-team guy. I'm still loyal to my Bucks.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
For now.
For now, I suffered through Winston. I don't hear nothing from you. 30 for 30, all right? Remember that. Remember.
Who I
And
never knew was a part of the Dallas coaching staff until he got let go. And I was like, when did that happen? But
I said it last year that the Bucks had the best coaching staff in football last year. You had
Anymore.
yeah,
Who was that Philly coach that everybody made fun of? That ended up in San Francisco?
Chip Kelly.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I suffered through that, Rob.
All the NFL fans want the Eagles to hire Chip Kelly again. They said they deserve it. They deserve more Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly.
you gonna one-up
Chip
me?
Kelly works
Do
for
it.
Oregon. He doesn't work
Do it,
for
Rob.
anything else.
You want to? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I suffered through those stupid sherbet orange uniforms for the longest time, so don't tell me anything about suffering.
Oh,
What was that? That was before your time. When was that?
The orange
No, it was
creamsicle?
70s.
No, the
when
orange
I
creamsicle was like
first
the
be-
90s, dude. Yeah.
Mm.
No, those were 70s.
Those are the 90s jerseys,
Those
stupid.
are the 90s jerseys. They didn't change their
See,
jerseys until the 2000s.
That's how you know that I'm a real fan, because we really had the ugliest jerseys in the world.
Remember,
I mean,
they changed their
they're
jerseys in
being-
2000. All of a sudden, they were good, and they won a Super Bowl. A couple
Right.
years
That's
later.
right. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
So,
I
I'll hold
didn't.
that.
I didn't
Okay.
disagree with Rob because he was right about that. But I mean, you don't have the ugliest jerseys in the world. The ugliest jerseys belong to those Killer Bee Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, those are the ugliest, godforsaken jerseys.
I forgot about those.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people want to forget about those, but if I had to watch them,
I'm not from Pittsburgh, so I really don't.
Man. all those fans, those fans,
Okay.
oh my
okay.
God.
the most loyal fans are the Killer Bee Pittsburgh Steelers fans and the current Cleveland Browns fans. Those are the most loyal two fan bases on God's green earth, hands down.
Cleveland Browns fans in general. So,
Bears fans too.
Cleveland,
Yeah.
in general, is just the most.
Bears fans too. They always show out.
they do show out, man. Chicago
Always.
loves the Bears, man.
Always.
Them Bears,
You could be
man.
at a White Sox and Cubs game. They'll yell loud and scream at each other. But when they show a Bears logo on screen, they're all cheering
Mhm.
for the Bears.
There's
so-
always one McMahon jersey in every stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Always one.
Oh, yeah.
always.
Oh, yeah. So, definitely.
What do we got next, JC?
All right, what's up?
Division round games, guys. It's made more interesting by what we had happen. We're kind of go into the NFL here. So now the first game on Saturday, the 6-seed Rams going into Lambeau to place the 1-seed Green Bay Packers. That's at 3:30 p.m. on Fox Central Time. We could have a little bit of history with this game. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Jared Valdir, he actually just signed with the Packers. And he played last week for the Colts.
Yes.
So, if you don't know about this, he's an offensive lineman who was on the Colts practice squad. They needed help due to injuries or whatever, so he got called up for the game, but was not signed to the 53-man roster. So he's still technically on the practice squad. Well, Green Bay needs a little bit of help as backups, so they signed him off the Colts practice squad. And if he gets in the game for a snap, he'd become the first player to play for 2 different teams in the same postseason.
Yes. I read that
Interesting.
article this morning.
Be really,
That was
really
crazy.
cool. So he actually did play in the playoffs for the Packers last year. before signing with the Colts practice squad this year. So, pretty crazy. 33 years old, and you got a chance to make history. So be on the lookout for that. So that'll be pretty fun. That being said, Rams at Green Bay. Obviously, we're just kind of picking this for fun. We know where our bracket challenge is going from here. But Rob, since you're leading the bracket challenge right now, who are you picking on this one?
Like for real, or
What you're hopeful for real? Because I think you picked Green Bay on the bracket for this one.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I picked Green Bay on the bracket. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Green Bay. You have to go through Lambeau, and I don't care who you are. It's gonna be cold, and like nothing prepares you for that unless you're training in Lambeau already.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So yeah, Green Bay.
With COVID protocol, you can't yet.
Yeah. Nori, what about you? Who do you think is winning this one?
Rams got this.
Whoa.
They're going to beat Green Bay.
You're convinced it's for their top defense in the league right now, mostly?
I've been saying that Green Bay are frauds, and when the right bully comes around to smack the books out of their hands, it's going to be the Rams. Ramsey is playing like the cornerback he should have been playing the last year and a half. Goff is doing just enough to be average, and he doesn't have to be great or bad. He's playing like average. They have a good running game. Good luck doing anything against Aaron Donald. Bless your hearts trying. I don't see how Green Bay beats this team. I don't care about the weather.
Chicken Wing, what do you got?
Green Bay.
Green Bay. All right.
I was actually looking at the weather. The high is going to be 28 degrees.
Is there snow in the forecast?
No, it's actually only a 25% chance of rain, if that. So
that's enough for snow in Green Bay. If it's snowing, I'm going with Green Bay. If it's not, I'll take the Rams. But I right now I'm taking Green Bay. But I think this game is going to be coming down to like a field goal. It's because it's going to be low scoring. I think the Rams are going to keep it close. And
I think Aaron Donald's the better run stuffer than what Green Bay has to offer. Especially the game is on the ground the whole time. I'm definitely with the Rams.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be Green Bay.
All right. The Saturday night game on NBC is Baltimore going to Buffalo.
Woo! I'm excited for that game.
That's going to be fun to watch, actually.
I'm actually excited.
Two hottest teams. Rob, what do you got?
Hottest team right now? I'm going.
They're both pretty hot right now. What do you think about it?
Bro, you already know the answer to this, bro. Let me get the table.
Yeah,
that's
Buffalo.
my clue right there. Let me get the table for you, bro.
Buffalo, yeah.
Yes.
All right, Nori.
Bill stands for Boy I Love Losing Super Bowls, not Boy I Love Losing Divisional Round.
Divisional round.
Bill's going to win. Yeah. They're going to win.
I told you, bro, I'm going to get the table. I'm going for Buffalo this game.
Right. That's a clean sweep. We're all going Buffalo. No bad feelings on the Baltimore loss, but now you got to go up to Buffalo, and they might even be worse snow up there than it would be in Green Bay.
Baltimore's good, but they're not the same like they were last year. I don't see the same threat there. I don't see it.
Now, first game that's got a little bit of bulletin board material and not even their own damn fault. Cleveland going to Kansas City, 2:00 on CBS on Sunday. Is anybody here taking a shot and going with Cleveland?
Not for money. No.
We have money on the line, right?
Yeah.
Well, in our bracket challenge, this is just where we're just picking.
Oh, this
I
is
will
just
never. I'm not betting against the cheat code.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Kelsey, running backs, receivers. No. No.
It's a nice magical run. Cleveland is way better off than they have been in years, and I'm proud of them. And it'd be nice to see them win, but the Chiefs, no one's beating Mahomes.
Yeah.
Do you
Cinderella story ends here. Like it's.
When Mahomes matched up against Baker Mayfield in college, it was OU against Texas Tech. And I want to say Baker Mayfield got the win 66-50 something.
He did.
Yeah, but like they had no actual defenses.
But Baker Mayfield's team played probably better defense than what the Chiefs are going to. I mean, the Chiefs have a much better defense than Cleveland. That's going to be the separator. And Mahomes has been on this big stage before.
I'm picking the Chiefs, but I have a feeling both of these teams are going to break 40 points. That's how much of a high scoring game it's going to be.
I can see that. That'd be fun to watch. Yeah.
Out of curiosity, anyone know what the over is on this one?
I can look.
Take a look, Chicken Wing. Let us know. All right.
Like it's got to be high. Like
I imagine. Yeah.
Since this one's for fun.
Yes.
And you already have my bracket anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for the underdog. I think their run game is going to be a little too much for Kansas City to stop.
Okay, would you
All
say
Baker has to do is play smart, not be pressured, and then from there, even if he has to just check down, that run game will open it up to play action. And Baker can place the balls. He's not totally bad
He's
as
not
far as
Trubisky.
accuracy concerned.
Oh, and Kareem Hunt's playing against his old team. I forgot about that.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I think it's a little bit more than that. So I think Cleveland will eke this out and steal it from them. That's what I think.
If Cleveland wins this one, I think I could see them in the Super Bowl, though.
If they beat the Chiefs, I don't know who's going to beat them because that means
Well,
that means magic happened.
Yes.
That's a 2017 Philly run. That's a 2007 Giants run. That means this team is good, but they're going to beat everybody they shouldn't be beating.
I mean,
So
unless
that
Baltimore
game-
wins as well, because they did lose to Baltimore in a game that featured two 40-point teams. So,
So the spread is Chiefs are favored by 10,
wow.
and then the over/under is 57.
Wow, they're actually
That's
pretty
actually
low scoring
kinda low for
compared
them,
to
yeah.
a-
So,
That's not bad.
all right. Sunday, late afternoon, not quite evening game at 5:40 on Fox. Tampa traveling to New Orleans. Rob, we know, is going with Tampa. He's got the flag there in his
Get out,
background.
Rob. Just get out, Rob.
Nori, what do you got?
I don't think honestly either team is playing like amazing football right now. For the talent on both these rosters, I'm not gonna lie, as a fan, I'm kind of disappointed. With that being said, I'm gonna go with the Saints.
Okay. Chicken wing?
I'm sorry. I'm going with Saints because I hate Rob. Simply put.
Rob likes giving up first place to me, so it's gonna happen again. He enjoys it.
Mm.
He yearns for it.
Mm.
He yearns to be back to my second place where he deserves. Take
So
your,
how
take
was
your
your-
place. Take
How
your
was
place.
your fantasy football again this year? What place did you end up in?
Ooh,
Dude,
Third.
ooh,
And who ended up in second?
ooh.
Hey, the game we're playing right now called Pick'em. Tell Daddy, tell the kids who won.
Oh, so y'all are just
I
one
don't
and
know.
one. Okay.
Say
One
my
and one
name.
now.
One.
It's a tiebreaker.
1-1 now, sucker. How'd your Knicks do?
Oh, boy.
That's a low blow. They always do bad. How dare you? How dare you? How'd my Knicks do? How
So
dare
good.
you?
How about the Yankees this year?
That's like rooting for COVID, saying, how's your Knicks? How dare you? Take it back.
How are the Yankees? How's the Nets? Mets.
I don't share anything with an X behind it. I don't associate with failure. I don't associate with failure. Don't talk to me. Talk to anybody else. Anything with an X behind it is not Nori's game. No, sir.
Sorry,
I'm
moving on.
I'm picking the Saints. I know Tampa and whatever, Rob, you're there and everything, but I love Drew Brees, Texas guy,
Brees,
Westlake
bro.
guy. When he came to the Alamo Bowl with Purdue and just beat the snot out of Kansas City or Kansas State, loved it.
Kansas State. Yeah.
And if this is his last hurrah, you got to go out with a win at home, or in a big game like this. So, and honestly,
Green Bay is
honestly, the Saints have had Tampa's number this year. So
That's all it is.
Yeah, that's really all it
the only
is.
reason
So,
I'm picking
You're done.
yeah.
You're done,
Okay.
son.
So
Call your season over. Play your golf with Chicken Wing, Nori, and JC, and just you're done. Season's over, Rob. Enjoy these last few days being in the playoffs.
You know what the funny thing is? Next
Ciao.
week, when they're still in, I love just talking all this shit to you.
here's what I will say though: once all our teams are eliminated, or after the Super Bowl, whatever works out, however this plays out,
They will be eliminated.
They will
Okay.
be eliminated. No,
Okay.
don't be politically correct.
He's
All
not
right.
getting the Trinity. He's not getting
I'm the
Trinity.
host. I got to kind of be politically correct, but I'm just saying.
Jesus.
Once that happens, we'll each take a look at all of our NFL teams, what's on the schedule for next year, and that's what we feel good about, who we're playing next year and whatnot, and what we're looking for in the draft. We'll kind of break that down for each of our teams. I'm kind of waiting for the Bucks to get eliminated to get that set up for us, So I think that'll be a quick, cool discussion for us.
Well,
I think
you'll get that.
Next episode.
You'll get that in the 17th, JC. Don't worry.
Okay.
Next episode. We're
Next
good.
episode. All right. All right, guys. This has been fun as always. Appreciate you joining us or catching us later. Next week, depending on if the Bucks are eliminated or not, we'll be having that discussion as I mentioned and picking the conference championship round, seeing where this is and see if there's going to be any sort of crazy hirings or firings or trades in the NBA. And I don't know if you guys follow hockey as much as I do, but do you guys have any picks for the Stanley Cup this year? Not yet. Probably not.
No.
Las Vegas.
Really? Vegas, you think they'll finally do it this year?
Anyway,
Oh, you kissed my ass. You're just saying that because they're in my division, so F
yeah,
you.
that's what it is. That's
Yeah.
exactly
What? I had no.
You ass.
No.
Yeah.
I would never do such a thing.
You liar.
Robbie's such a liar. Robbie's such a liar.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just saying it's because they're in your division.
Yeah.
There are people watching. There are kids watching. You need
That's
to be
never
a good
stopped him
influence.
before. What do you care? So, all right.
I mean, I'll trash talk my teams all the time. Let me have a little fun
We
here.
do not. We bring you reality.
The three of you literally just picked against me. Shut up.
Avoided.
Yeah, but I
Two
wasn't.
of
I wasn't
you
an
just
asshole.
because
I
about it,
picked
so.
against you.
Two of you just because you're spiteful.
I have logic behind mine.
He had
I
logic.
said it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
logic. I just picked against you.
Spiteful. Spiteful.
Thanks everyone for joining us. Here we got Rob, the one guy still left in the NFL playoffs
For now.
for now.
Champions.
Yes. Oh, nice Steph Curry impression by LeBron, by the way. Not looking at his.
Oh, that was so good. 3-pointer, turns around, looks at the bench, and says, "In," and
Yeah,
then
it's still not as smooth as Steph Curry though. Steph Curry.
No, it really wasn't. But
No.
like, you
Eating,
know him calling out Schroeder right then and there was just.
eating a bite of pizza, and hopefully we'll see if he's got his green screen working next week. We got chicken wing.
Hungry. My bad.
Hungry.
Our Giants, Knicks, and nothing with the Ets at the end. We got Nori.
I don't associate with failure.
Nothing with that.
You know what? I just thought about it. I was like, Mets, Nets, Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
The bad parts of New York. I get
Trying
it.
to think hockey, and he's a Rangers fan. It's Islanders now.
The
so
Rangers.
he's a Rangers fan.
Islanders?
Yeah. Yeah, Islandettes. I don't know.
Wait,
I gotta go for the
Yeah.
American. I am the real patriot here. Look at these American colors.
Wait, isn't your dad an Islanders fan?
No, no.
Watch it.
I would have went to.
That
I
man
would have
will
went to
stab
the
you if I
court.
heard you say that.
I would have went to court and got him. Like I would have. What is it that you separate from your parents? What's that thing? That's what I would have done.
Emancipation, basically. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That big word. I would have done that.
I'm
Yeah.
JC. I'm glad Harden's out, but if there's any player I've hated so far in the NBA, and I've always hated, it is James Harden because he's such.
I'm
a
sorry,
quality-
Houston Strippers. We're sorry, Houston
Yeah,
Strippers. You'll have to
so-
get your money somewhere else. Sorry.
Good luck with that, Brooklyn. Congratulations for getting rid of him, and fuck James Harden. All right, see y'all later. Bye.
There's the F-bomb.